Go! Go! Go!
Hello and welcome to the welcome to the TheDohShow, guys. I am the host of the podcast, Jonny P, and with me, as always, is he's here on retainer from California, and guys, he has a girlfriend that lives in a different country. She's real. He's here by himself. We'll call him Post Alone.
Well, I'm not always here. This is a special occasion. I've never done
Rarity. But okay, so how many people out there? Do you guys ever heard of a show called The Simpsons? Yeah! So like, how many people grew up watching The Simpsons? Okay. How many people watch The Simpsons now? Oh wow! Oh, a couple people. Nice. All right. So how many people actually heard about these predictions that The Simpsons are making?
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Anyone think of one prediction that you think might be true? 9/11. We don't have enough time to get to that one. That one's actually
Donald Trump.
pretty much.
Donald Trump. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Right.
Donald Trump. Thank you for bringing it up. So The Simpsons predicted the Donald Trump presidency because obviously Matt Groening, that's how you say his name. It's not Groening, it's Groening. Matt Groening, he's the time traveler, right? No, not at all. He didn't write any of those fucking episodes, guys. He's not a part of the creative process at this point. But so the Trump thing was in one of the episodes. Which episode was it?
I have here in my notes season 11, episode 17, so it's pretty early. I don't remember it.
Yeah, season 11. You know, classic-ish era. But the episode was called Bark to the Future, and the air date was March 19th, 2000. But in that episode, Lisa, it was like a futuristic episode, and Lisa was president, right? And she was like,
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
boom, right? Predicted it. But not at all. You guys can believe all the TikTok videos you want, but no, we'll take questions at the end, sir. Thank you. I love your shawl. Okay, I guess we'll take questions.
Go ahead, do it.
Questions, sir.
He's scared. I'll take your question. Fuck him.
I'll take it all night.
Part of the CIA?
Is Matt Groening part of the CIA?
I don't think he's smart enough to do that, to be honest.
I don't think he's trustworthy enough.
They just give him information so he can run with it.
I see. We have a conspiracy realist in the back here. He has circle glasses on, so that's how you know that he's being serious about the opinions he has.
So
okay.
he has a group of writers that influenced him. They now, however, may be part of the CIA. We don't know further, but Matt is definitely not the forefront. He's just kind of the puppet.
If anyone's part of the CIA, it's going to be Schwarzwelder, John Schwarzwelder.
Look into that guy.
He's going to be the one of the season. But okay, so that episode said, we inherited a bunch of debt from the Trump presidency. And it's like, they predicted it. But in, what was it, 1995?
He said he was going to do it. He said he was going to run.
I am officially running.
So it was already talked about in the news, in the media. Just no one paid attention at that time. I guess now we're paying more attention.
Like, you guys know, like, Rob DeSantis? Like, Trump tried to do that in, like, 95. That's basically what we're getting at. So, instead of it being a prediction, it was just like the writers of The Simpsons, like, actually read a fucking newspaper. And then what was the second one? The elevator thing, right? There was the elevator where Trump's coming down the elevator in The Simpsons, and it's just like it was in like the real world. And it's like, man, that episode came out so much earlier.
Bro. What actually had happened is they put out an animation domination preview to kind of push that along to promote the new episode.
It was the YouTube clip. They made that clip after the actual event happened. And again, don't want to be knocking too hard on TikTok. You guys scroll through these videos. I'm doing the same shit. You watch these videos. It just makes sense when they put it in that kind of realm. Like, oh, this was from this episode. They showed a map of the electoral votes of that year, but that wasn't even from the same episode, and also it wasn't even talking about the same election. So these the Trump thing is busted, okay?
Busted. It's busted on the next. On
the next one.
What was the other one you said?
I said
Aliens?
Hornets.
Hornets.
Or like the killer bees.
Submarines. Killer bees. Alright, we'll do killer bees, submarines. Killer bees, submarines.
The killer bees one, actually, the killer bees one goes in with COVID. They predicted COVID because they had the whole disease that was sent in a box from a different country, and then everyone got sick. And that same episode was the one with the murder hornets. But the whole thing about the COVID thing, it's like you have to understand the difference between an epidemic and a pandemic. An epidemic is like, you know, an epidemic, and then a pandemic is like a demic that's just attracted to anyone.
Well,
you know?
it's regional, and much more regional, okay? Come on, you gotta do more than that.
Sorry, go ahead. I was waiting on a laugh for my shitty pansexual joke.
It took me a second, but I got this.
Thank you.
Yes, so it's like the difference between COVID and SARS, you know? What? What do you mean? That's true. It's an epidemic, it's not a pandemic. And then also that same episode when they were like, you know, typical Simpsons angry mobbing like they do. And then they're like, we need a cure, we need a cure. And Dr. Hibbert's like, well, there is no cure. All you need is good rest and blah, blah. And they're like,
That's just a placebo!
that's a placebo, give us the cure. And then they see a box truck with boxes that say like bees. And they're like, maybe it's in there. And then they mob the truck and all these bees come out. And that's where you got the prediction.
Busted.
Yeah, busted. I was hoping that clap would catch up. What other? I mean, there's so many.
Submarines, and submarines. So the recent submarine thing that has happened, we all know about it. We all heard about it, right?
You seen this? You heard about this?
Do we know the prediction that the Simpsons made? No? Okay, good.
Wait, that guy said he knows. Yes, sir, in the back.
They predicted the Super Bowl.
He said submarine. That is also a thing. They did that.
Say us, but submarines. We'll do Super Bowl next. So submarines. The whole prediction was that Homer in the episode went out and became captain, kind of got lost, right? Makes sense. It kind of appeals to what actually happened.
It wasn't a submersible.
There we go. There's where it's busted right there. Submarine, submersible. Y'all know the difference? Anyone?
Submarines hold seamen. Submersibles hold dickheads with a lot of money.
Oh, okay. The more you know.
The more you know.
Give them the real.
There was an episode with Homer where he met his quote-unquote father, and they ended up going in submersibles to go see this shipwreck, and that was pretty close, but we ain't got enough time. No, I mean, we have... Wait, what'd you say? The Super Bowls, right? So, I'll give you a quick 2-second explanation of how the Simpsons did not predict Super Bowls. Ready? They looked at the fucking Vegas odds.
Vegas knows what's up.
They pick the Vegas
bet,
odds
follow
every
Vegas.
time, and they get it every time. If you're trying to gamble You're going to the Super Bowl? Bet for the one that Vegas thinks is going to win. They just know. That's what they do for a profession. Same thing with FIFA. The FIFA World Cup, they predicted that. Also, it's 50-50 shot. It's like, oh, the Simpsons predicted what side this coin would land on. Well, they had 16 episodes about landing on coins.
I gotta say, John, they really, like all those clothing companies that made those other team that actually won the Super Bowl and then donated it to Africa. They really should have listened to Vegas too.
Yeah, honestly, that used to be a thing, like in the early 90s, late 80s. They used to do that. They'd make the t-shirts and the hats for each team winning the Super Bowl or whatever contest it was, and then the ones that didn't win, they donate it. But then the NFL and all those people, they're like, yeah, we can't do that because we don't want our team's jerseys to be shown in the Sarah McLachlan video. Yeah. I'll tap that line. I wish that was a joke. There's a thing that The Simpsons predicted all sorts of new tech. If you pull your phone out of your pocket, you have 19 different things you can do on your phone. And people say that The Simpsons predicted a bunch of them. One of them was smartwatches.
I mean, most of them came from the same episode.
Yes, a lot of the predictions came from the episode Lisa's Wedding, where it's a futuristic episode. She ends up marrying this English dude.
But yeah, they predict smartwatches, they do video chat, autocorrect.
No, autocorrect was a different episode. Yeah. And that's a classic joke. It's like, what's the joke? Beat up Millhouse.
So let's be real, the Jetsons did all of this before the Simpsons did.
Seriously. Wait, Star Trek?
Yes.
Doctor Who did it before that. You want to square up? I'm going with old shows. You ever seen MASH? I know you've seen MASH.
So the point is, all this stuff has been regurgitated over and over and over and over again. You just have to pay attention to the trends, guys. It's out there. It's out there. Along with being around a bunch of Harvard-educated graduates, you kind of start to predict the odds and see future comings.
You see many future comings. And we'll end on this one. It's a real quick one.
Oh, no, I got a question.
Well, you had a question. I thought you were flagging us off.
I thought that was the
I thought you were giving us the light, holding up a candle.
Sorry.
Why are you protecting them and the Nostradamus ways and you work for the CIA?
Well, first of all, if I worked for the CIA, I would have brought my own microphone. Second off, they don't need protecting. They don't need protecting. They make enough money. Matt Groening was on the Epstein fly list, yes. But I mean, like, just because you go to a house and people are doing cocaine doesn't mean you do cocaine, right? And that's the last thing I'm going to say about that, because that's going to bring up a real weird situation. Answer the questions, Groening. Answer my emails. Why were you there?
We'll get to the bottom of it eventually.
Yeah, we'll get to the bottom.
That's what we do.
But okay, so let's get to more of a, we'll say like a entertainment kind of prediction.
Entertainment.
Here we got a band, we got a Vegas act.
The Beatles.
Yeah. Anyone ever heard of them?
No.
Or are you guys just all Stones people?
No, I love the Beatles by far.
Should we take another one? We got another prediction out there? You said aliens. Was that the you said aliens, right?
The only thing you can get from an aliens prediction is like, oh, Bang and Kodos were canon in one episode. That means aliens.
Are you speaking of the Burns episode? What's your reference?
Where they, I think it was a two-part where they two like politicians head on Capitol Hill and it's like
Yeah, King and Kodos. They're like, it's a two-party system. You have to vote for one of us. There's not too many like alien predictions, even though like alien stuff is, well, let's be correct. All the things in the media now, it's not aliens. It's specifically non-human. There you go. This guy knows. there was the Beatles prediction that Beatles answer fan mail after multiple years. The episode, Marge had painted something for Ringo Starr. Multiple years later, he's going through decks and stuff, responds to it. The reality of it was there was 2 females that were like 16, 17 when the Beatles were coming through, London, someplace like that. They recorded a real tape.
Typical.
They recorded a real tape, like not a cassette, not a CD, like a real tape. Shipped it to the venue that the Beatles were playing at, and said, "Oh, Paul, we love you so much. It would just be a dream if we could meet you out back at the venue," and blah blah blah. Tape never got through. Tape ended up in a fucking London equivalent of a Goodwill. No, it was a boot sale. Do you guys know what a boot sale is? It's when a bunch of people get into a parking lot and just sell things out of their fucking trunk. Nah, it's called a boot sale. It's specifically called a boot sale. That doesn't make sense.
If you bought something out of the trunk out here, there'd be a problem. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Yeah, do not buy anything out of the trunk outside of the donut. The meat is spoiled. I'll tell you from experience. But no, so that tape ended up in a boot sale. Someone bought it, found out what it was, and then contacted some radio show, and they had the 2 girls that recorded it come on TV, and then they had a video recording of Paul McCartney being like, "Oh, hey, thanks, glad you love the music, glad you got to hang out again, blah, blah, blah." It's like, you couldn't even show up to the fucking show, Paul? These people they made this tape 50 years ago, and you're not going to show up? Like, what kind of fan service is that? Like I said, I like this guy's shoes. At least he's, like, paying attention to the show we're doing right now. Paul McCartney didn't even show up at the county.
So that never happened. Busted. We got it. Okay. You got real passionate about that one, bro.
Yeah, I'm a big Beatles fan.
So we're gonna talk about how you feel about Siegfried and Roy.
Yeah? You got to pee?
No, I said how you feel about them.
You have to pee? Did you say you have to pee?
Siegfried and Roy. God bless you.
All right, Siegfried and Roy. Obviously, everyone knows them as a Vegas show, very popular, shown in movies, parodied in cartoons across the world. You guys know how, like, one of the dudes got, like mauled by a tiger? Like one of their tigers on stage? No? You seen this? You heard about this?
The fight, yeah, it happened a real long time ago, but it happened in the same sense of prediction. Come on, you guys, come on, you following? Come on.
So the Simpsons prediction was
Last one, come on.
before that happened, Siegfried and Roy were on the Simpsons and they were attacked by one of their tigers. And the tiger's name was Anastasia on the show. And it's like, oh, Anastasia would never hurt anyone, and then mauls the one dude. But the tiger's name in real life. Now tell me if you would go on stage and dance around with a tiger named this Manticore.
Would you fuck around with Manticore?
Fuck no!
Hell no.
Nah, I'm not fucking with Manticore. I'm not getting on stage with Manticore. Manticore? Not like Manta-friendly lady?
Alright, on to the prediction. So he mauls him. It makes total sense.
Low-hanging fruit.
Low-hanging fruit. If you're gonna play with animals, it's gonna happen.
If I came up here and I was juggling chainsaws, someone would make a parody of me getting chopped in half with a
It's gonna
chainsaw.
happen.
But what really happened was it Roy? Roy was on stage, and they have certain stage cues, right? You gotta walk around this way, walk around that way. They had a little stick, they had a point. Fucking Roy,
These animals
dealing with
are friendly.
Manticore, fucking turned the wrong direction. And Manticore was like, nah, fucking got his ass, quick. And then, so Roy didn't die from that. I'm pretty sure they just like sent Manticore to a tiger release camp or something. But you know, honestly, so the one thing I will say is Roy survived the tiger attack from Manticore, but then died of COVID.
We're gonna say again, busted on that one. He died of COVID. Not.
Yeah, basically what we want to get across during this little live podcast we did is Simpsons predictions are shit. Go watch the new episodes of The Simpsons, they're pretty good. And then go check out our podcast, because we interviewed the animation...
Co-production animator.
Yeah. Someone from the show, and she will explain how the show's...
Her name would be
Nikki Zordia. Check it out.
Check it out. It's pretty cool. It's on Spotify, Apple Music, all that cool stuff.
And then I think with that being said, this would be the end of the first and maybe fucking last live TheDohShow. So I hope you guys had a good time. Thank you very much.
Tapped out for now. TTFN, smooches, blah, blah, blah. Rock and roll, all that jazz.